Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my non-binary friends, welcome to today's episode of the What the Fluff podcast. And I'm actually really excited about this one. This is one that I've had a lot of, a topic that I've had a lot of issues with. We're going to be talking about stress management. And this was actually sort of impromptu on the stream the other day. And I was like, you know what? We're just sitting here. I wanted to talk about this. This is something that I've been working through. You guys want to hear it? And then we did it, man. So I hope you guys are able to take something away from this. I'm someone who is very, very new to managing so many different things, and the stresses that come with that are incredible. So being able to have sat down and sort of felt like I've figured out a way to at least alleviate that stress. It's still there, because you still got to get it all done, but at least I know what I need to get done, how to do it, what my mental blocks are. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys take something out of this and enjoy. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about, because it was driving the shiz balls out of me, was my stress when it came to managing all that I have to do for stream and the hours required to do that. The hours in editing that it requires for the podcast, and then the hours that it's going to take me to do my OnlyFans stuff, on top of fitting in, doing extra TikTok, replying to all of this content that I'm posting, messaging other people back, and then adding a social life, which I've never had until now. Trying to figure out all of this stuff was making it so debilitating. It was already hard enough fighting through like the self-confidence stuff to decide that, yes, I wanted to stick with OnlyFans. And that was something that, yes, I was scared to do, but I was scared because I wanted to do it. And being that vulnerable in terms of my body and creativity and how I choose to photograph it was something that was incredibly nerve-wracking. The podcast, still just me. I have to feel confident enough to talk about these things or whatever the hell it is for however long. And that's something that can be pretty damn difficult to do. And then you add with stream that I wanted to do more of these just chatting sessions. And again, that required me. So not only was I feeling the stress of finally having the desire to be my fullest self creatively, not only did I have to battle to gain the confidence to do that, but then I have to battle the stress of actually managing it all. That's why the last few weeks of the freaking year, on top of the fact that it was already the holiday season and I have some personal relationship with that sort of stuff, which I will address in the 2021 recap podcast, made it so that I didn't want to do anything. And I was like, shit, dude, I can't do this podcast. I can't do OnlyFans. I don't have. So then what I was able to do is we're going to break down both of these stressors, right? So for the first stressor, the confidence issue, one of the things that I forget where I heard it, I wish I was able to credit them, was we have so much negative self-talk, so many negative repetitions of phrases, right? Just the you are not enough type stuff. So whether it comes to, let's say, let's use real examples. Me before going live, knowing that I didn't want to stream Warzone, but I was like, dude, I'm not funny enough. Like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about for an entire hour. I can't do just chatting. Like, what are people going to be entertained by? That sort of thing was on loop. So I had to realize, where was that coming from? So I literally scanned everything and I was like, wow, not a single person on stream was the person saying that negative thing. It was me. Every time I've talked about doing solo streams or just chattings, you guys have been all about it. You guys want to do more of it. Yeah, people are bummed that I'm not playing Warzone, but people still end up loving the just chatting streams, and the amount of comments that you guys that people are watching stream have about dude, I love these just chattings. I love when you do this. I love when we just spectate. I love when we just talk. So not only is there nothing from the outside saying that you don't want me to do a just chatting, but I'm actually getting the opposite. I'm getting external confirmation that I should be doing this thing. Why can't I believe in myself to do it? And so that allowed me to just say, okay, screw it. And then you look back and you look for the evidence to support your own negative self-talk. And I look at the own evidence, and again, there is none, because statistically they've been better than games playing Warzone. From you guys telling me that they've been better than playing Warzone, or that you guys enjoy them. So it was one of those, if you have this negative self-talk now, I'm very privileged in the fact that I don't have to go back in that Rolodex, and I don't have a parent. I don't have my friends. I don't have, there is other negative, there's stuff that I realized about my past that has supported my negative belief in myself when it comes to being myself, when it comes to being an artist. But still, it's not the main voice that's telling me I can't do it. That main voice is myself. It wasn't that voice in the past. And I've told that voice in the past to shut the fuck up. And it knows its place now. And I know that I'm supposed to be doing this because it's what makes my heart happy. It's what makes me feel the best. And if I feel the best, I'm going to create the best. So that was how I was able to work past that first stressor. It was literally going through my own thoughts about myself, figuring out where they came from, if there was another person that told me that told me those things, or if I was the person telling me, and then look externally. If there is that other person telling you those negative things, take them out of it. Or I guess I wouldn't. That's a tough one. It's going to be harder to turn down those other negative voices as you learn to gain confidence in yours. However, one of the best things that I can say that I know for myself to be true is that letting your love for it will overpower someone else's negativity about the output of your love, if that makes sense, right? So if my love is the love of painting, I could take you to Microsoft Paint right now and we could have a beautiful conversation about that. But if I love painting, I'm not going to let someone else saying that's a shitty painting take away from the fact that I loved making it. It's not about that end result. Now, of course, being an entertainer, doing this for a living, the end result is actually quite important. But I'm confident enough that I know that if I love something, I'm going to create amazing art with it, or through it, or whatever it is, I'm going to do it incredibly. So if you know that you love something, all you have to do is love that enough, and no one will be able eventually to break you down from that. So that is my advice. If you are getting that external negative talk, just remind yourself how much you freaking love it. And then when it comes to your own self-talk, remind yourself how much you love it. And I guess at the end of the day, that's really what you can use for both, whether it comes to your own negative self-talk or someone else's negative talk. As long as you love something and you can focus on that love, you're going to be fucking killing it, dude. You're going to be killing it. So that is how I got past that confidence aspect. Now, when it came to the actual doing of all of these things, that was the next stress. And that was the thing that also kept me sitting on my couch, riddled with anxiety of like, dude, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. So what I did was I reverse engineered it. I went through streaming, editing, sending all that stuff off, and also included replying to people and doing that sort of thing. I wrote a list for how long, about a good little schedule for that. And I didn't write the schedule yet. I wrote what is required of me for that. So an hour a day to sort and cut clips, 5 to 6 hours of stream a day, and then about a half an hour of replying to messages. So 7.5 hours of stream work. Then I decided for the podcast that it needed to be about 3 hours. It takes probably about 3 hours for me to record one of these, edit them, and then upload them and get those all distributed. So 3 hours a week is required for my podcast. And then when it comes to OnlyFans, that's the one where I was like, oh shit, okay. I know. Oh, and with the streaming, that's streaming 6 days a week and just using that footage for everything. For podcasts, that's one podcast. So I would say it'd probably take 4 or 5 hours for me to do 2 podcasts a week, but on average, 2 to 3 hours for one podcast a week. And then for the OnlyFans, I could work that into my gym time. So I figured, all right, what is my output ideal for that? Because I don't know how many hours it's going to take for me to accomplish the things I want. What is the output that I'm trying to get there? And so that was, I want at least one nice photo every single day, and then one video every other day, like just gym stuff, and then one like IRL nice photo. So one gym photo, one nice photo every day and then one video every other day. So I was like, okay, I can take photos at the gym. So that means that my mornings, I can get up at 7. I want to be meditating and journaling. I meditated and journaled both yesterday and this morning. Amazing. Then I'll go from the gym from 8:45 until 9:30. If I'm shooting, it's going to take me a little extra longer. So I have until however long I needed, can get all the photos. Then I can get photos for multiple days. That stressor is already done. Already, because I did the gym, I can worry about that. It's done. Then I can get home 9:30. I can cook my own breakfast. I can be replying to messages on my phone if I want. And then by 10:30, I'm on the computer. And then I'm off the computer by 5:30. I have jujitsu at 6, and then I can do everything else. So it was like, okay, if I'm cutting my clips every single day, I can end at 4:45. I can get those done so that they're not piled out on the weekends. I'm already working out and shooting photos. Then when I get home, I have about an hour to hour and a half every single morning. I can use that to shoot TikToks. I can use that to shoot photos around the house. I can use that to edit. That's pretty much just like my extra time for stuff to be accomplished. And then I have stream. All this stuff that has to pertain with the stream is done during 7:30 to 5:30. That way, I don't have to worry about anything other than potentially replying to messages later. If I go to jujitsu, I'm home by 8, so I have 2.5 hours at home to do whatever I want in the evening, and everything gets managed. So, if you're like me and you get very, very stressed about things, write what you're stressed about, because when you realize what you're stressed about and then you can organize it, you don't stress about it. Like when I tell you that I wrote that list yesterday afternoon, and when I tell you that I have felt lighter than I have in months for these last 2 days or last day and a half, however long it's been, because I now know what is expected and what I have to do in order to get the things that I want to get done. If you're a creator, that's some of the biggest advice I can give you. It is so hard to manage jobs that have no time frames, right? As a streamer, theoretically, I can stream 20 hours, 24 hours a day if I want to. I can be editing clips and making videos 24 hours a day if I wanted to, replying to people, doing social media 24 hours. Everything can be done all the time. But there has to be that balance. There has to be that limit. And so now that I have more of a social life than I've ever had before, it would be the gym every morning and maybe I'd go to jiu-jitsu in the evening. But now I have volleyball once to twice in the evenings. I have jujitsu 3 or so times in the evenings. I'm going to the gym every single morning. Like, I'm hanging out with my friends on the during the weeknights sometimes, and then on the weekends. And I've never done that before. And so I was like, all right, I'm not going to be the person that loses their friendship in work. Again, there was, I have always believed, and granted, this is a place of privilege, I've always believed that money will always be somewhere, right? If you are working, money will always be somewhere. So that means you don't have to die for a job. That's why you guys, I look at everyone that's streaming those long hours, and hell, dude, if you're enjoying all of the time that you're online, great. That is awesome. The fact that you can go for those long of hours and still enjoy yourself. But I can't. 5, 6, maybe 7 hours is about the max I can do before I pretty much just stop having fun. And so I'm not going to continue doing that when I'm not having fun, because that's not fun for anyone, right? Again, if I'm loving it, it'll be amazing. If I'm not loving it, too bad. And so knowing what your limits are, knowing how much you like, if I am to work the bare minimum, what do I need to get done in order to make sure my job gets fulfilled and I meet all of my deadlines? Knowing all of that stuff makes it so much easier, dude. I used to avoid making those lists because I didn't want to see all that I had to do. And now I'm realizing, holy hell, again, you can't change, you can't affect, you can't do anything you don't know, right? Pinkies are always up. So how are you supposed to manage the stress of things you don't know what you're stressed about, right? It's easy to say, oh, dude, I'm so stressed about work. It's a lot harder. I mean, you can still be stressed about it, but it's so much easier to be stressed about, oh my gosh, I'm stressed that I have 1 hour to work on this. I have to put 2 streams out and I have to do this. Oh, wow. I actually know what I'm stressed about, as opposed to just work, you know? So yeah, I really, really, really just invite you guys to sit with what is making you stressed, what is making you feel negatively, and examining it. Because you can't change what you don't know. So lists are, writing things down has become the biggest savior for me. Lists have become the biggest savior for me. What do I have to accomplish today? The bare minimum. What do I have to accomplish so that if I went to sleep, I'd be like, I achieved something. I worked towards my goal. That's what I want to do. Every single day, I want to be able to work towards my goal. So yeah, I invite you guys to write those lists. I invite you guys to have that little self-confidence chat. Have a little chit chat with yourself. The next time you find yourself pursuing something maybe that you love or something that you are interested in, and you reach that block, investigate. Where is this coming from? Who said this to me? Why am I saying this to myself? Where is the proof? Either from others or from myself. And then, okay, after that, does it matter? Do I love what I'm doing? As long as I love what I'm doing, that's going to win out over anyone else's opinion. As long as I love what I'm doing, I will do it until I die, despite what anyone else says. So if you can work past that self-love block, and if you can get past that stressor block, holy hell, man, you are going to be able to accomplish so much. And there you have it. Another beautiful episode of the What the Fluff podcast. Thank you guys again so much for listening. I am so excited to continue this. I have some ideas for the future. Ideally, we're going to get to a point where we do one solo episode a week and we have one interview or conversation a week. And we just keep learning and growing and having amazing talks and amazing discoveries. So again, please like, subscribe, review wherever you guys are listening. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Remember, you're only as awesome as you treat other people. All right. Thank you guys again. I'll catch you on the next one.